So she still wanted me to stay at her hotel. Like, you can stay at my hotel, whatever type shit. But I'm cool because I got my place. So I go home. I take me a bath. I get settled in, whatever. She sent me her room number, talking about come back to the room. Or, pretty much come to the hotel. I didn't come. There's no need for that. I got my own place. I'm chilling. So I go to bed, whatever. Next morning, we talked the next day or whatever. And she was like, this the interview day, right? This Saturday, you guys. We chatted up. I'm at the arcade waiting on my kids to come out or whatever. And me and her talking in depth about a lot of stuff. And she's like, and keep in mind, y'all, I thought we were supposed to be going to hang out on the beach, water park or the beach. Okay. I had not heard nothing early on that morning. So I linked up with the kids, and it was storming that morning too. So it was cool that none of that didn't work out. Right. It was cool. So on the phone, she told me like Bree's an hour out. I didn't even know Bree was coming at all that day. I had no clue, no idea whatsoever. But I know they wanted to meet one another. So when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. Whatever. And she's like, she already in Pensacola. Chef said it. She said she was still in Pensacola, I guess, from when she checked out the room. So I said, well, what you doing? She said, she door dashing. And she door dashing. I was like, what part of town you in? So she said she was in a decent side of town till she told me her street. I said, but you in the trenches, you in the hood. Like, I ain't far from there right now, from like where the arcade is, or whatever. So she was like, yeah, she door dashing, et cetera, et cetera. When we're going to meet up, I said, yeah, we can meet later, whatever, because Bree still wasn't in town or whatever. And I said, I still have the kids, when I get them to the party and all that stuff, I'll let you know what's tea after that. No, Bree wasn't door dashing. Chef was. Bree wasn't even here yet. And Bree makes 6 figures. She don't need to DoorDash for a fucking thing. But anyways, so we get off the phone. That's it. We had clear understanding about the live. Because everybody's already subscribed to my live, I'm just gonna do it on my live. Same that I told y'all the day prior. Right? The conversation we had on the phone in detail and in depth was not supposed to be talked about on our interview. We was just chatting from my understanding. I wouldn't be surprised if she recorded it. But anyways, so fast forward to that evening or whatnot. I had not talked to her no more to that evening. A few people was like, hey, Chef's on live, whatever. So I'm rushing to get them to the party. I told her, hey, I'm running a little late. Okay, I'm running a little late. I have to get them to the party. She said I was cool. It's fine. You got time. Whatever. So she's like, are you going to come? You're going to meet me? Like, you going to pick me up? Whatever. I said, I won't have time for that. Right? I'm already running late. I just wouldn't have time to come pick her up. I'm going to go straight to the beach. So she was like, okay, that's cool. So after I dropped them off, you guys, I went straight to the beach. Y'all know that because I got on live with y'all. Straight to the beach. I got there before them. Remember, even though I was late, I still got to the beach before them. Bree said she didn't know where they were supposed to be going. That was on Chef to communicate that with you. I'm already at the beach. I'm sitting at a light for damn near 20 minutes on the beach because the traffic's so bad. So I felt like they're gonna be stuck in the same traffic. So I felt like I could buy time, and I went inside of the little store, and I shopped around a little bit. Because they're behind. I'm thinking they're going to be behind like I was stuck in traffic or whatnot. So I'm shopping. I'm getting rushed. Midwest, crummy ass, and Chef live talking about I'm playing as Chef face. She not subscribing over there, just talking shit, just like she was talking shit today. Okay? Not knowing your friend fucked all this up. And it's your friend's responsibility to have a place for us to go be to have an interview at. No, there was no hotel. There was no Airbnb. There was no nothing. She had none of this planned. That's not on me. You wanted to interview me, babe. You wanted to interview me. That should have been on you. Okay? So she didn't have nowhere. She didn't make no plans. So, bitch, at this point, anything that goes wrong, but she playing on my face, if anything. So I'm noticing that Chef kind of like rushy and pushy. Because by this time, you guys, I have made the announcement that the interview's happening on my live. So at that point, I'm picking up on Chef's energy. She's getting a little pushy and rushy and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm already knowing what it is because you wanted to monetize off of the interview. Not my problem. You're supposed to figure out how you're going to get paid. I have a platform with 1,900 subscribers. If there's going to be one, it's going to happen on my platform. That's that. So, and that's how I did Shigo. That's how I'm doing her. So anyways, her and Bree get in the car with me. Y'all saw that. Again, y'all saw me struggling to find out a place to get interviewed at. Again, still not on me. So we went and parked and did the interview. Whatever, blase. Now, after the interview, we went out to eat. We was all hungry, remember? That's why we cut the interview, to make it to that restaurant. Before you get out the car, you talking about some Bree finna pay for this. For one, Bree is a woman. She is not a man. I don't care how mass presenting she is. It's not her responsibility to pay for nobody's shit, not even mine. I'm not her girlfriend. You're not her girlfriend. I'm not fucking her. You're not fucking her. She's responsible for herself. She had already driven 6 hours here after spending over $3,000 on her car, or whatever. And you're asking her to pay for food. Not only that, you have already finessed her out of paying for a hotel room for $600 for 2 nights, which is not fair. Okay? And didn't tell me a damn thing. So just using her. I feel like at this point you wanted her here just to finesse her. It had nothing to do with you meeting her, seeing her, because you didn't even hang out with her the next day. You got right up and you left. Anyways, so before you got out the car, you bragging on your life and Bree finna pay for this. We go out to eat. What it do? Bree do? As always, she paid for the food. Damn near $150. Okay? That night, that night, when we pulled off from McGuire's, Bree pulled off before us, remember? I thought that was weird. I'm like, where the fuck did Bree go? Usually Bree stays on our ass, stay with us, whatever. Bree pulled off, all right, and went the opposite way. That's when me and Chef started riding through the hood on that live, if y'all don't remember, and stuff like that, and riding past the clubs and shit. Bree went back to her room. She said she just wanted to get a head start. She just wanted to get settled in and all of that stuff. Okay? She wanted to take a shower, so she was out of your way before you got there. Bree got to the room. It's a big-ass turd in the motherfucking toilet. So you had a turd marinating in that fucking toilet, roasting in that toilet the whole entire time you was out there on that beach. Somebody was kind enough to share a damn room with you. Girl. Somebody was kind enough to share a room with you. She go in the room, used to try to use the bathroom before she take her shower, take her bath, and it's a turd in the toilet. In a circle. It takes 2 seconds to flush a fucking toilet. And you left a whole ass turd in that room, knowing that you sharing that room with that girl. She was disgusted, damn near gagged. What did she do again? She flushed the motherfucking toilet and she took her bath. But you know what, though? She noticed something. All the towels that the hotel came with still hung up on the wall. So them... So you know what that means? See, See, I was gonna ask you about this stuff in that interview Friday, but you know, your ass ran from it. That means them white knee knockers you had on, them white knee knockers you had on, you put them bitches on without washing your ass. You got right up from the toilet. You did not flush with a whole digger load in that bitch. Put on them fucking knee knockers. You and her perfume and went outside. Fast forwarded to the next morning. Oh, not even that. When I dropped you off to the room where you and Bree had stayed, when I dropped you off, and I stayed on live for that. When I dropped you off, you still on your live. We check on Bree in her room. Where you at? Outside for at least 3 hours, 4 hours outside of the hotel in a lobby, talking. Madder than a motherfucker because your ass didn't get that money from the motherfucking subs. Madder than a motherfucker that I did a reverse Uno on your ass with them goddamn questions. Madder than a motherfucker because you questioning why the fuck did I come here and play with this bitch? Okay. You come back upstairs from sitting out there on that long ass live, and you lay down in the bed. You didn't run no water, not even to drink any. Bree turned on all the motherfucking lights in that goddamn room to probably give your ass a warning. You need to get up and you need to bathe. Because now not only do you have turd smearings in your booty crack, you also been mid-ass beach. You also just stood out there and pranced around walking, talking on the goddamn phone on live the entire time. So you should be good and funky. Now, although you may not be as big as you used to be, that weight is there in the form of skin. Okay? So still under those creases that still very well do exist, you still need to wash them and put some baby powder and some stuff like that under them. But you didn't. You said fuck the light and you laid the fuck down and you remained asleep till morning. Got up the next morning. Now Bree done left out the room to go catch the early breakfast. But she also did it so that you can have time to yourself to bathe. She come back to the room. She say, you ask her, where you been? She's like, oh, I caught the breakfast downstairs. But she noticed one thing. You still ain't touched them towels in that bathroom. You still ain't bathed. Then throughout the night while she sleep, you crunching. You crunching on the food from the goddamn restaurant. So while she's sleeping, you're crunching in them people bed. Just like you was eating that crawfish on your live in that bed. And you be having the nerve to call yourself a chef and cook for folks and you ain't bathed the entire time you were here. Then want to be on the internet the next day selling out to people talking about something. Because I'm on the way to I get ate up. You should have seen my motherfucking face when I was watching that live when you said that shit. And I know and you know you ain't took nobody's bath since you been down here. And who's to say you took one before you came? Okay? Nasty and filthy. The next morning, that night before, you said, Dasha, we gonna get up tomorrow. We gonna link up, before I get on the road. I said, okay. Never did. You didn't even say good morning. You ain't speak. You ain't say when you left. You ain't say nothing. You were on live the next morning, madder than a bitch. Talk about you don't know where your support at and all this stuff like that. And this is a business for you, trying to sound like me. Talking about this is a business for you. Then you did this little number talking about, let me check my PayPal. Nothing. Let me check my Venmo. Nothing. Let me check my Zelle. Nothing. You ain't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. Your only support is Midwest dizzy, sickly ass. That's it. And she be getting you real fucked up. But you left. You left mad. You left mad because you lost, Chef. You lost. You traveled all the way here to look stupid. I said, I should have punched your ass in your mouth in that goddamn car that night. But I know that would have been a setup too. Just for your ass to book me. But I know you seen it in my face. I know you did. And while you was in my presence, you know you too little to even play with me. You know that. I dare you to say something to Bree. Bree didn't tell me these things for me to put this out here, but she already know how I give it the fuck up. I dare you to say something to her, and you better pay her money after your birthday like you promised. You told her, I'm going to pay you after my birthday because you think that you're going to make some money from this app, but you're not. Because the birthday battle you had, guess who your top two gifters were? Me and Bree. I don't know what the fuck Midwest was and nobody else. So you know you're not going to get a fuck thing out of nothing come the 29th. We the only two niggas that showed up to that shit. And what do we get in return? A turd that has been sitting in the toilet for hours. And for you to play in my face in the interview. Chef, you think I'm stupid? You want your lick back so bad. And I told you, I said, Chef, I hope that's not your goal. Because if so, just give it up ahead of time. Save yourself again. But you never do. Some shit is just worth letting go. You'll never win with me. You too simple-minded. You stupid. You one of the stupidest bitches I have met. And I'm talking about in every aspect. You're not strategic at all. You a copy. You want to beat me. And it's sad that you look up to a bitch that you damn near got 10 years on. Well, you do. Over 10 years. You're like 12 years older than me. 13. There's no reason you should be inspired by me or look up to me. You're not gay. That's some new shit too. You ain't been with no woman in no kind of way. We know better than that, Chef. Sitting up on your live talking about I just love women. How could you not? I love everything about pussy. You ain't never had none. And with the way you carry yourself, hygiene-wise, you'll never get one. Ever. Ain't no bitch finna go in no bathroom and see no motherfucking turd curled up in a fucking toilet and fantasize about doing anything with you. You need to stop calling yourself a chef too, because that shit is also nasty. I knew when y'all was in goddamn Atlanta and you was playing around with Braid with them gloves and he had been doing all that little dental stuff with other people's shit and you continued to cook that goddamn chicken, that you was dead wrong. And how when you do be loud, them dogs be all up in your motherfucking kitchen and that stove be dirty and all kind of other shit. And how you, I knew then. Now, I hope to see you in Houston in a couple of weeks. And I hope that your hygiene is a little bit different. And you do things differently. You'll be a pussy ass bitch if you don't come. And I would love to revisit this conversation in person. And I'm still open to doing so if you like. If you still want to come Friday. Because you're still in Florida. Dashing. You're just 2 hours from me. I'm still open to this conversation Friday. I am. But I will only be open to it if you keep it real in my face about how you feel about me and what you want out of it. I'm more than open to that. I am. Because see, Chef, if you really feel tried, you should have just got your real lick back, like your lick back. Me and you was by ourselves. The only reason I would be doing things the way you do it is if I can't get to a bitch, you know. So you gotta get your lick back through an interview or something. But for a bitch to be face to face with you, nobody's around. Nobody's around. Could literally end a TikTok live and you don't actually get your lick back. You a weak ass bitch. You a super weak ass bitch. I would have told my ass up the way I did. You gonna do say? I would have told me up in that car. I would have told me good enough. Yeah, I would have. You should have told me up. Fuck an interview. You could have whipped my motherfucking ass. I mean, you couldn't have. You seen that. You sized me a couple times. You're too little. When I looked at your little ass, I'm like, ooh, girl, no. Don't waste your time. So maybe that's why you chose to just continue with the interview thing, because I'm going to beat the brakes off your little ass. And I mean it. Anyways, so yeah, that's how that situation go. I mean, went. And you know what, Chef? I doubt that you're going to even go to Houston because you don't have nowhere to stay. Because, see, you thought you was going to get an Airbnb with Bree again. Yeah. I knocked that right on down. So now you're still looking for who you're gonna stay with. You're just a leech. Stay and live in survival mode. And I don't give a fuck what Tea Time said, bitch. You was opportunist. You was sitting under her ass for the same reasons. Trying to gain, trying to win. Just get a job. You're not good at this. You're not. You're just not. You don't even know who the fuck you are. You too busy trying to mimic me. I'm gay. I don't have friends. Get my emotions out of it. This is a business now. I'm a freak all of a sudden. I'm a sexually liberated woman all of a sudden. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you are. You a lost soul in a lost cause. But you going through some type of identity crisis too. You don't know what the fuck you want. A nigga get up on your panel with a deep voice. You get the whispering and batting your stupid ass eyes and carrying on. Chef, you want whatever wants you. And that's nothing or nobody so far. But you want whatever want you. Man, woman, cat, dog. That's it. You want whatever give you any attention, because that's something you definitely lack. Other than women that come up on your panel and pretend flirt with you. Because if ain't none of them bitches flew in or flew you out, it ain't real. We can't relate. You need to stop. I bet she is live. Talking about nothing. Whispering and talking at 2 miles per hour. Giving everybody nothing. With that dead ass lives, some dead ass lives you be having. Smoking every 30 seconds. Talking about sex. You know how cringy that shit be coming from you? At your big age. Welcome to my hole. That you don't wash. With all that loose ass motherfucking skin. And you think she on live talking about taking a shot, they said. See what I'm talking about? So now you back drinking liquor and you abusing that. You doing that the same way you do the damn cold green. Door dashing state to state. Just get a job. Chef. This ain't gonna do it. It's not flying no more. It's just not working for you anymore. Somebody said, did you check your car for air tags? She can't afford no motherfucking air tag. The bitch can afford nothing to eat or nowhere to stay. And I don't know who apartment you in Panama City. Because you at somebody's apartment. You are. And I know they ready for you to go. I know they are. I know they are. I know you funky because you ain't taking nobody bath. Nobody's bath. A bath ain't never hurt no motherfucker about it. Somebody paid for me a free room to stay at for a night. You need to be taking advantage of a bath. Has she taken a bath yet? No, because she had the same shirt on today. No, she hasn't. Smoking all day, drinking all day, smoking all day, drinking all day. What's next? Blow or something? You live just like them redneck ass white folks, trailer park ass white folks. Dogs everywhere, animals everywhere. Don't like the bays. Just find joy in just getting high and drunk and weird ass hippie music. Life's not fair. Life's so ghetto. Stupid ass shit like that, bitch. I fucking hated it. It's signs of depression. It gotta be. You be on the phone with me, fascinated by me. Just weird shit. I'm talking about y'all, pure fascination. How do you do this, HB? How do you get through this? How do you get through that? Damn. Live your own motherfucking life. And then every time you turn around, you trying to wrap some shit up with T and me. Bitch, you should have did what T doing, and that's tending to her own motherfucking business and moving on with her motherfucking life. The reason you stuck in the situation you're in is because you can't move on. You can't. And you're more fascinated with me than I even thought. Cause bitch, the way you was sizing me the fuck up the entire time you was with me, like you need that. You was giving you wanted to eat something, like you wanted me to read a test on me. And I get it and all. This shit fine. But no, ma'am. Constantly offering me shots. Take a shot. So I'm cool. And y'all know I love a shot. I said, I'm all right. You can't even get me so fucked up to where I do tell you some shit that you're not supposed to know. Feeling all on my motherfucking thighs and shit at the table. I'm like, when this bitch gonna stop feeling on my motherfucking thighs? You want in the thigh, out the thigh, over the thigh, up and down the thigh, all around the thigh. On these good wax legs, bitch, move. You wanna feel on this thick shit, but come on now. I had to say something out loud. I said, your legs, your hands is warm. Bree, look at us. She's talking about, yeah, her legs cold. I'm just feeling because her legs cold. You wouldn't know my legs cold if you weren't fucking touching them. But I let her keep going because it was cold at that restaurant, y'all. Yes, it was. But what is you doing? You trying to make sure you gay? Yeah, Bryson Jr., you trying to make sure you gay? And that ain't abnormal, y'all. We girls. We can touch each other, but you just fascinated, period. You just fascinated. You definitely are. You definitely are. You 47 years old. Bitch, get your hands off me. Get your motherfucking hands off me. It was a lot, bitch. And I'm still leaving shit out. You pause the lives and pause my live and say, HB, how I'm gonna make some money? I know Bree was in the back seat like, what? How I'm gonna get my money? How I'm gonna make some money? And how I'm gonna get the content? I said, Chef, you're a moderator. You can just download my live, or you can get it from the blogs. How you gonna get your money ain't my motherfucking business or my concern. That sounds like a you problem. You should have been figuring out how you gonna get your money before you even got on the road and came here. And you didn't even come here for me. Let's clock that T. You came here to be outside of my city. You came here for whoever the fuck you be going to Panama City to see. That's why you came here. That's why you came here.